This is TAC TALK, Teens Advancing Conversations.
Welcome to today's episode of TAC Talk. I'm Anaya.
And I'm Natalie, and we're joined by Evelyn Wilson. Mayor Wilson has been the mayor of Groveland since 2018. She is originally from New Jersey and moved to Groveland in 2006. She has spent the last 15 years in Groveland as an advocate for youth ambassadorship and is currently assisting city staff in developing a Groveland Youth Council. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Could you just share a little bit about yourself?
Well, like you said, I'm from New Jersey. I only lived there 21 years, but true Jersey is in me. That's given me the determination and stubbornness. I say it's the stubbornness. And moved to Florida in 76 and lived down in South Florida, moved up to Groveland in 2006 and got involved. Started going into council meetings, and I went to the museum, learned a lot of the history. I find it a very charming city, and Groveland got in my blood, and in a way the rest is history. I saw so many things. I saw that they weren't putting that much attention on the youth. I kept hearing the kids would, as soon as they graduated, they left. They wanted to get out of the city. And I'll tell you, I couldn't get my kids to come visit me because there was nothing to do. So we've had some problems in the city. But since we got a city manager in 2017, Mike Hine, I don't know if you've interviewed him yet. He's someone I recommend you interview.
Okay.
He has helped change the city drastically. He sees the things and he knows how to direct people, and I'm somebody who does not like bullies, will not allow them to bully me, and I stand tough. I say it's the Jersey girl in me. And that's probably why you remembered so well, because I always bring that up. They don't understand how tough we are. So a lot of things going on in Groveland, a lot of positive things, and I'm thrilled to be active with it.
So, what drew you specifically to move to Groveland? Because I know you seem like you're really passionate about Jersey. Why did you choose to move to
Well,
Groveland?
I like Florida. Like I said, I've been in Florida for 46 years. I like the weather. I think Florida's beautiful. I just say Jersey gave me my determination and stubbornness. Groveland we lived in West Palm, and insurance and mortgages and those bills kept going up and up. And just happened to notice that in the Orlando area, they offered nice size houses for a much more practical cost. Insurance, you would be able to pay 2 cars for insurance here, where it didn't even cover one down there.
Wow.
So we moved up here. We were basically retiring, and instead, I don't think I've ever been as busy as I am.
You got right into politics.
Pretty much.
So, was your first political position in Groveland?
Yeah.
Or,
I've campaigned. I've been politically active. I take it seriously, and that's why I try and talk to the young people. You need to get involved. You need to know different issues, and because your voice is going to be so important. It's all going to be on your shoulders. And I'm right now willing to stand by you and help you. And if there are things that you want, you've got a voice with me. And but it's all about the youth, I believe.
So, when you were younger, did you think that you were going to become mayor, or what did you think you were going to do?
No.
the dream of being a mayor.
No, like I said, I campaigned. In fact, the ironic thing is, when I was 16, a councilman from my city went around door to door, introduced himself, came in, talked to the people in the house, and he really impressed me. So that's when I got involved, right then and there. I campaigned for him. That was in 72, campaigned for the one of the candidates for president. Unfortunately, that candidate didn't win. But I've always been, if you don't get involved, you can't complain. That's my thing. And you never know by doing things what kind of changes you're going to be able to make.
So before you were mayor, what did you do?
Well, I was on council a couple of times.
Okay.
I started being in the city, like I said, I moved to Groveland in 2006. I lived in a development, an over 55 community, where the city was just starting to grow a little. And they didn't have anybody from that area participating in the city. And so a number of them said, we need to get somebody from this area. And they talked to this one, that one. I was going to meetings every time anyhow. So, and they're saying, well, we'll guide you. Okay, so I thought, okay, I can do that, right. And I did. I soon learned that it wasn't they were going to guide me, they wanted me to be their puppet. Like I said, I am not somebody who likes bullies, and I'm not a pushover. So with that, when they saw that I wasn't going to be their puppet, they decided they needed to get rid of me. So they found somebody else, ran that person, I lost, but I was still involved. People wanted me working on things. And because to me, it's never been about me, it's about Groveland. I love Groveland. Or do any of you live in Groveland?
I do not, but I love Groveland. We went there for our first TAC event maybe 3 years ago now, and me and my friend, we fell in love with the city.
That's the thing. It gets in your blood.
We always have a good time there.
We're a real family community, and I'm determined to keep it like that. And if you've been to events, you see some of the things that I do. I do things outside the box. And if people don't like it, oh well. Obviously, if I got elected again, there are a number of people that do like it. So I got kicked off in 2011, stayed involved, and decided, because I was able to accomplish things anyhow, that I decided, well, if I'm working on this stuff, I might as well try again. So I got back in from 2013 to 2015. They kicked me off again. I lost by 1 vote that time. And I was going to be done. I was really going to force myself to say enough. But I heard Mr. Hine when he came to the city, and I listened to him. Like I said, I would go to meetings anyhow. And I heard him, and I heard him talking about what he saw for the city. And I turned to my husband, and I said, I'm running for mayor. And he said, okay. I knew I had to get on the council again to work with Mr. Hine. He saw all the things that I had been seeing over the years, and people just ignoring what I'm saying. So I look at it, if I have somebody that works with me, sees what I'm seeing, I don't care if they drop the seeds and let them get that done. People have, and I will say, people have trouble accepting females in positions. Sorry, I put it out there. You want to call me a feminist? I don't care. I believe we're able to micromanage. And that's why I believe we are getting the things we're accomplishing in government and everything else, because we can handle more than one thing at a time.
So, with, like, you brought up the aspect of you being a woman and just different setbacks, getting pushed off of the council. How did you deal with those setbacks? How would you, or what advice would you give to people who are also dealing with the same things?
There is an organization that elected officials, all elected officials in Florida work with, and that's the Florida League of Cities. And I recommend every city to participate and take advantage. And that's what I did. You have to go to certain classes when you get on the council. And I went, and I would talk to the facilitator, and because I felt this is not normal behavior. And first I was told, what are you doing in Groveland? You don't belong there. Move away, pack your things. Not that she was saying negative to me. She didn't want to see me dealing with the negative. But I, like I said, I'm stubborn.
Stayed.
I stayed. I got a whole lot of things accomplished. I'm still getting more. In fact, tonight we're going to be discussing some things that I brought up in 2009, which I am thrilled that it may have taken this long, but it's there.
That's good, yeah.
And you just can't, you gotta keep it up.
I've lived locally here probably for 10 years now, and I've personally seen the change in Groveland, and it's very impressive, I have to say.
And I think, well, I remember when I first moved here, people didn't say they lived in Groveland. People would ask, where do you live? I live in Claremont. I live in Orlando. I'm 40 minutes from Disney. And I said, I will make you proud to say you live in Groveland. And I've accomplished that.
Definitely.
So that has been one of my biggest accomplishments. The smiles on the faces of the people, the different events we have. I love the events. That's what brings the people out. You bring the people out, you get more people involved. It is just, it's like the domino effect. And I tease people, they'll say, well, I'd like to get involved. What can I do? I said, you may be sorry for saying that to me, because I'll get you involved. And I don't ask anybody to do something that I am not participating in. Even our staff, when we have an event and they're out there, I'm there from beginning to end. Not that they let me, pick up the garbage or tie down the tents and things like that, but they know I'm there
Right
supporting them.
That's great. So if you could put on any Groveland event, your dream event, what would you say it would be?
I am somebody who I tell them, I want it all. I take no for an answer. That doesn't mean I'm not going to come back and ask you again in the future. There's so many possibilities of events. We're starting to talk about having like a heritage dinner, all different foods, because you've got a melting pot in Groveland. And I am somebody who also wants to include everybody. Like tomorrow night, we have our second annual menorah lighting. Sometimes I will just give a little nudge, little sarcastic comment or something, and because I don't like putting pressure on them, but I did a few years ago. And I said we need to recognize other religions, other nationalities. I know that one of our staff celebrates, I think it's called Diwali, and I want to incorporate that. We do Juneteenth, and obviously we just had our Christmas parade and tree lighting. We do Dia
de las Muertes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I never can remember it. I just go Day of the Dead. But I went to Disney recently, and at Epcot, in Mexico, they have a whole display of it, and I took pictures of it. So we need to, and I was told new politically correct way of saying stuff is not educate, it's inform. So I'm giving you a little heads up. You inform people. It's not that saying that they're dumb and they need to be educated. I'm learning that, and because that's what I always would say, because people don't understand politics. They think because I'm the mayor, I can do anything. I have the say. No, I have the weakest vote. I'm the last one to talk. I'm the last one who gets to vote, so only if there is a tie does my vote count. So when people try and put the blame on me on things, which this past election they tried to do, sorry, didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, you have to, that's the sad thing. You learn you have to be tough. They say you have to have a thick skin. It's more than having a thick skin. I have totally changed. When I was younger, I was quiet. And even now, I am not this real outgoing person. I consider that's my Groveland persona. You're seeing Groveland. Evelyn would be sitting in a corner, quiet. But I learned that's the way to get things done. And I also learned being friendly, treating people like you want to be treated. And it sounds simple, but there's so many people nowadays that aren't doing that. And I just say I try to lead by example. I try to get people involved, engaged. I'm always open to ideas, and when somebody gives me an idea, I right away bring it to the city. They can turn me down, but you never know what that one thing's gonna be.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on. It was very encouraging and inspiring to hear your stories. And for the end of the episode, we have a little twist for you, and we'd just like you to ask us each our own questions.
Can I ask if any of you are interested in politics? Getting involved?
I personally am not. Yeah, I'm not interested in like running, but I think voting is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a question.
Sure.
So my daughter, she's 3 right now, and I want to raise her to be like a strong woman, right? Strong leader. So what is something that maybe you would tell like a 7-year-old girl, you know what I mean, to watch out for in her career? What is some advice that you would give her to prepare her for a career?
Just stand up for what she believes in. Find things that she believes in, and don't give in. People will try and knock you down. Little girls that got involved 2 years ago, their mother was talking to them about going to the event, and they'll see the mayor, they'll meet the mayor, and that I would be there, that she would be there. Well, a female can't be a mayor. And she said, get your sneakers on. We're going now. And now, every time now, they're a couple of years older already, they have to immediately come over and hug me, and they are now looking to, the mother has gotten more involved in the city. In fact, I'm trying to convince her that sometime in the future, she takes a bigger role as possibly a council or even the mayor, because I'm not glued to my seat. I want young people. I sincerely mean that. And if you look at almost all the councils, we're a bunch of old people. So, yeah.
That's good. You're encouraging the...
Yeah,
young
that's it, I also have learned to work with millennials. They're not the easiest to understand, but I love the ideas.
What about Gen Z? The next one.
Millennials are a little worse, I think.
I Thank you for tuning in today and watching. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You can find us at Thrive Claremont and TAC.Thrive.
Alright. You can do it.
Well, thank you so much for
Yeah.
joining us today. And
Thank
please
you.
make sure to follow us on our social
I
medias.
do.
Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't tell me you were running it.
You're just trying to keep going. It's funny. Okay. No, you're okay.